Every time you fail, you think something is wrong with you. But what if I told you that failure is actually rewiring your brain, making you stronger, sharper, and more prepared for success than you've ever been? Stay with me, because understanding this could completely change how you face challenges starting today. Every failure you experience is doing something powerful beneath the surface, even when it feels like it's breaking you. It is quietly rewiring your mind, reshaping how you think, how you respond to pressure, and how strong you can become. Most people only see failure as an emotional event, something painful, embarrassing, or discouraging. But psychologically and neurologically, failure is a training ground. It forces your brain to adapt, to reevaluate, and to grow in ways success alone never could. Without failure, your mind stays comfortable. With failure, your mind evolves. When something goes wrong, your brain is jolted out of autopilot. The routines, assumptions, and shortcuts you relied on no longer work, so your mind is forced to search for new pathways. This is how growth begins. Scientists call it neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to rewire itself based on experience. Failure activates this process. It demands problem-solving, reflection, and adjustment. In simple terms, failure makes your brain stronger by making it work harder. Every setback is a mental workout, even if it doesn't feel like it in the moment. Think about Michael Jordan, widely considered one of the greatest athletes of all time. He was cut from his high school basketball team. That moment could have shattered his confidence forever. Instead, it ignited something deeper. He didn't just practice more, he practiced differently. He analyzed his weaknesses, strengthened his mindset, and developed a relentless work ethic. That early failure didn't just improve his skills, it reshaped how he handled pressure, criticism, and competition. His mind learned resilience long before his body reached greatness. That rewiring became his real advantage. Failure also teaches emotional strength in a way no motivational speech ever can. When you fail, you feel disappointment, frustration, sometimes even shame. Sitting with those emotions without quitting builds emotional endurance. Over time, you become less reactive. You stop panicking at setbacks. You stop collapsing when things don't go your way. You learn that discomfort is survivable. This is not weakness, it's conditioning. Just like muscles tear and rebuild stronger, your emotional resilience grows through stress and recovery. Consider someone starting a business for the first time. The first failure feels devastating. Sales don't come in. Ideas fall flat. Doubt creeps in. But something subtle happens if they don't quit. The second failure hurts less than the first. The third becomes data. Eventually, failure stops feeling like a threat and starts feeling like feedback. That shift is mental rewiring. The mind learns not to associate failure with danger, but with learning. This is when confidence becomes real, not the loud, fake confidence that depends on winning, but quiet confidence rooted in experience. Even people who seem naturally confident weren't born that way. They were built through repeated exposure to difficulty. Look at Oprah Winfrey again, not just her external success, but her inner strength. She faced rejection, criticism, and trauma early in life. Those experiences forced her to develop emotional intelligence, empathy, and self-belief. Failure didn't make her bitter, it made her grounded. Her mind learned to find meaning in pain rather than be defined by it. That is mental strength forged, not gifted. Failure also sharpens focus. When everything is going well, it's easy to drift, to take things lightly, to operate without intention. Failure demands clarity. It forces you to ask hard questions. What am I really trying to achieve? What matters? What am I willing to sacrifice? These questions refine your direction. A focused mind is a powerful mind. Many people wander through life because they've never failed hard enough to wake up and choose deliberately. Think about learning any difficult skill: public speaking, writing, coding, or even building relationships. Early attempts are often awkward. You say the wrong thing, you freeze, you make mistakes. Each failure provides immediate feedback. Over time, your brain starts predicting outcomes better. You recognize patterns. You respond instead of react. What once felt impossible becomes natural. That transformation doesn't come from talent. It comes from repetition and failure-driven adjustment. Failure also removes fear's power over you. The first time you fail, fear screams loudly. The second time, it whispers. Eventually, fear loses its voice. Why? Because your brain learns that failure does not equal destruction. You survive. You adapt. You continue. This is one of the most freeing rewires of all. When you're no longer paralyzed by fear of failure, you begin taking bold action. And bold action changes lives. Many people never reach their potential not because they aren't capable, but because they protect their ego too much. They avoid situations where failure is possible, but growth requires vulnerability. Failure humbles you just requires vulnerability. Failure humbles you just enough to open your mind. It breaks rigid thinking. It replaces arrogance with curiosity. And curiosity is the foundation of mastery. The strongest minds are not the ones that always win, they are the ones that are always learning. Look at any master in any field. Behind their calm confidence is a history of trial, error, and disappointment. The difference is that they didn't waste those moments. They reflected. They adjusted. They kept going. Over time, their mind became sharper, steadier, and more resilient. Failure didn't make them weaker, it trained them for pressure. You can feel this in your own life if you look closely. Think of something you once struggled with that now feels manageable. At some point, you failed at it, maybe many times, but you kept showing up. And now, you handle it with ease. That's proof. Your mind changed. You grew. Not because it was easy, but because it wasn't. So, the next time you fail, pause before judging yourself. Ask what your mind is learning in that moment. Ask how this experience is strengthening you for the future. Failure is not erasing your progress, it is building the foundation for your next level. If you allow it to teach you instead of defeat you, it will sharpen your thinking, strengthen your emotions, and prepare you for challenges you haven't even faced yet. Every failure is a signal that you are stretching beyond your comfort zone. And growth only happens there. Your mind is not fragile, it is adaptable, it is powerful. And every time you fall and choose to stand back up, you are not starting over. You are rewiring yourself into someone stronger, wiser, and more capable than before. Remember this when you walk away from this moment. Every failure you face is not damaging you, it is training you. It is shaping your mind to think sharper, stand stronger, and move forward with greater courage than before. The pain you feel today is not a sign that you're weak, it's evidence that your mind is expanding beyond who you used to be. Growth always feels uncomfortable right before it becomes powerful. So don't wait for confidence to show up before you act. Confidence is built after you fall and rise again. Take action even when your hands shake. Step forward even when the outcome is uncertain. Let failure become your teacher instead of your excuse. Learn from it, adjust, and move again immediately. You are not behind. You are becoming. Every challenge you face is preparing you for a version of life that demands more strength, clarity, and resilience than you have right now. And you are capable of meeting it. Choose progress over perfection. Choose courage over comfort. Walk forward knowing that each failure is rewiring you into someone unstoppable. Start today. Take one bold step. Let the lesson begin.